Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room for Tuesday, November. Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Can I get a quick sound check, please? All right. Well, guys, interesting morning for me. Now, if you were in the room yesterday, you know I was talking about this probably all day long. I decided to take some right around this. Actually, it was around 380. Actually, a little bit better, 382, I guess, yesterday. And this morning, I woke up and it was still here, and then all of a sudden, I was away from my computer. Could have gone either way because I was little ones, of course, doing a financing, and I thought, well, maybe they're doing a finance. I come back and it's at a nice little pop. So I got out some at 450. So it's kind of made my day. I'm all out of it now. Let's see if it. I may get back in. No resistance whatsoever. So we'll see what happens. This morning, of course, a lot of earnings plays. Uber has gapped down on earnings, almost a lifetime low. Let's see now. Just a second, please. I'm email discussion here. All right. GSX is another earnings play. GSX earnings play. Nice. This is almost an all-time high, 34 cents from an all-time high for GSX. FPay, a small one, another earnings play. Has room if it can look. I mean, it's way up there, right there. I mean, it's got room if it wants to hold this area. High in pre-market is 267. Actually, it's 290 up there at one point. It's a low float situation. AGRX is a. This had news, I think, a few days ago. Actually, it had news right, or was earnings. I'm sorry, it was earnings right there, and now it's a continuation way down, and then it had earnings, and man, it lots of room still for AGRX. On PTON, its first earnings release. Now, so it was up here, so it's really giving most of it up now. It's barely positive on PTON. This is a gap down for MyGen, Myriad Genetics, 9% down, lots of volume. This is gap here. MYG. I mean, I suppose there's some support around here, 1630-ish. Shake Shack, another big earnings gap down. Down 17%, $14. I did this one. I find it very difficult to trade. I find the spreads can be pretty tight. There it is, Shake Shack. Wow, MYG. Whew. Imagine waking. What's going to happen? I mean, look at this nice movement up ahead of earnings. Look at this on the weekly chart, even more dramatic. Here's another nice earnings play, another E gap up, earnings play up. All-time high for EverQuote. This is an IPO, I think, from back. Wrong. But an all-time high for Ever. VCell. Other earnings play, nice gap up. This has room up to that night, up to the. I'm not saying it's going to get there. I'm just saying on the chart, I think it gapped through. Yeah, it gapped through the 200-day moving average. So it's gapped through the 200-day moving average. Lots of earnings play, guys. I mean, look at this. I mean, if I do a sort just on, look at all these earnings plays, 25, 25. These are just the ones that are showing. And there's CHGG, another one. HGG. PCG, guys, is starting to move. PCG, this obviously still has room. I don't know specific news on it. PCG revised 11 billion bankruptcy insurance settlement that hit after hours yesterday. 429, sorry. Early. All right, let's see, take a look to see what sort of upgrades and downgrades we have. Some This FLGT. FLGT also is an earnings play, I believe. FL, I think it's around the $11 mark. I'm just looking to see it has an upgrade. Beyond Meat. Who's doing that? Steam. I don't know who they are. Some of the upgrades and downgrades from briefing.com this morning. I'm sorry, the upgrades. Pioneer had an upgrade and a downgrade. Okay, that's RYAA. All right. Downgrades, and then that's it. HRTG, that's the last one. So grades. And oh, do I have Yeah, I've got it down here. The gap down, so I obviously wrote it down wrong. Excuse me. Devastated. Right down here. I mean, it's still got a long way to go. 1577. If it wants out. All right. Looking in here again. There's so many earnings plays, guys. I mean, there's some little ones. ATRS. Just looking at some of the maybe some LGT. Again, it's an earnings play. Did have an upgrade. That's a big pullback though. I mean, that's a confidence. PCG keeps ringing my ear here. Oops. I want to have my gap up and gap downs, and this is text to voice. So I keep. If you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about. The volume. There's a slider. Right. Properties. Actions. Okay. And the sound. See, there's a slider right there. The volume slider. Okay. Are you talking about the sound alert volume, or are you talking about maybe be a little more? The slider, just here it is, just a slider. Okay. So right click on the alert window, property, actions, set up the sound, and then here's your slider. Okay. Okay, are you listening to me? Right click. What you have to do. All right, let's see if anything else is sneaky. Churchill, never heard of these guys before. Earnings play. Zoma can be a super active little stock. They've done, of course, it was way under $1. Okay, so yeah, you have to go individually. Yes, Fred, yes. Broker. Okay, Fred. Nothing to do with trade ideas. It's your broker. Yeah, you can do that. You might have to set it up to be able to trade. Yes, but that's a broker deal. It's nothing to do with trade ideas. Get my last bit of coffee in here. Right click, properties, are actions, set up sound. Here's your slider. Okay, your volume slider. Okay. No problem. And by the way, guys, in terms of my channel, following my alerts, I made the change. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure it was. So now when you click on the channel bar and you want to follow my alerts all day long, you know, the watch list, of course, nothing will trigger until at least, excuse me, to the open. So I had the wrong here. Minimum volume was like 1.5 million shares. So in this one, you're getting it in here because this is just a repeating version. If you want to follow along all day long, though, just click on New, Channel Bar, and then you can follow all the alerts that I'm getting real time. Again, I create this list every day for you. No, no sarcasm, not really, Zen. It's only because I got a lot going on in the pre-market. So that's maybe I sounded a little. Say, yeah, listen, good practice is this. You make a change to a window, save it to the, but if you make a change to a window and then you save your layout to the cloud, layout, all the changes you made within each individual window will. But if you just exit without, you know, without saving anything, yeah, know that you want to maintain that change. So good when you should save each individual window to the cloud, and then your layouts to the cloud. Oh, I see. I thought you were asking me, Cosmin. Okay. Boy, PCG on the move here. That's definitely a bottom fishing. Yeah, you have to. So yeah, I mean, you make any sliders, volume sliders, any change you make to, you know, you have to save it to the cloud, or say if you save your layout to, it'll be saved also. But why it's good practice to save individual is that, you know, you might have a layout. All right. I've already made a change right here. You know, I had the strong stocks up, and here I've now put the earnings plays here. Doesn't mean I'm never ever going to use strong plays down again, but now, you know, when we get out of earnings back, so I could have I'll have a layout that I use, sort of like my traditional layout, and then I can start bringing windows back that. And how do I do that? Well, I just load them from the cloud, and then this is getting frustrating. I cannot hear anything. I mean, we're getting this a refresh. Can't hear me, but I don't know why this is happening. All right, let me get rid of, bring in my gappers now. So there are my gappers so far this morning in the pre-market. refresh once. ICG just is absolutely ripping here. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the IC. I'm all out of it now, and I may get back in it. Boy, I mean, it still has room, obviously, because there's really no. But this is when I say I heard it. You know, I had stepped away from my computer, but of course I've got wireless headset on, so I'm wandering around and I hear IC triggering, and I go, "Oh, is it a financing?" Race to my computer and I see this. I don't know if I mentioned Amarillo. Yeah, I did mention it because it popped through the 200-day moving averages. Just the average. Obviously, this has a ton of room. You know, if it holds this area, holding over from yesterday, 1806. So pops through that. Did in the pre-market, but more importantly, look at the fill. Yeah, again, if you can't see my screen, I mean, in the tech support tab, just click on that. I've got a couple of, well, the first one, of course, is the just for the audio. If you can't see my screen, it's usually using Chrome, and even if you are using Chrome, you have to disable the hard. Not in all cases. It all depends on your video card. I mean, it's intermittent, but almost that if you do disable your hardware accelerator, you'll be able to see my screen. The server of the room tells me that there's going to be a new upgrade to this. I don't know if that's going to solve this issue that, for whatever reason, some people have on the audio. I don't know. Also, guys, MNK is an earnings play, gapping a little bit. Okay, guys, we're going to open in 20 seconds or so. Let's have a great trading day today. And as usual, probably sit out the first 15 minutes or so. Nothing said and do anything. INMD, this is another earnings play. I know good volume now, actually. The volume is picking up. Low float in the float, so you got to be careful. And something that's this is expensive, a float. Uber continues The pre-market low for Uber, 28.69. I do remember this one. This is the one that can be incredibly spready. Actually, this is for 20 cents, but chugging higher here. Chegg. See, taking up the pre-market high right now. Look at all the room it's got. If it Shenandoah, HEN is a nice little gap up. Okay, guys. So do you see why I don't like trading it? Gee, look at that. I mean, 34.76 over $1. I'm gonna miss the ones that keep going, but too many times I see this happening. So that's why I got that first 15 minutes. Boy, this is a nice one. This AGRX, guys, I mean, look at the volume that 3.4 million is a basic continuation on. They have even had some decent press on their drug, though I think they hammered right there on a release of whatever happened. Look at that. I mean, 30.17. Wow, that's only 4 days ago. I say there. I mean, there goes the IN. Now the spread is going. Hertz on the move here. HTZ. It is a earnings play also in the pre-market, but okay, another kind of holding its own. Did hit a little over 18 in the pre-market, and see if it takes out 18. Uber continues down. That's not short. Not Interactive Brokers. Another. This one had it gap down. Really no action in the pre-market, but NCMI. Trying to recover a little bit here, but NCMI. Yeah, PCG just ripping here. I mean, it's still, you know, on the weekly chart, still has room. Yeah, and it's hard to watch, guys, but tank too. Not tank, but just pull back a lot. INMD. I mean, just like this one. I mean, look at the CHCG. I mean, you would have ripping. And now it's dropped $2. Look at Under Armour. Nice pop for Under Armour. Of course, there was an earnings. And now look at the MYGN. Maybe it's found a base here, trying to move. I have something from my watch list, PCG. Peloton is triggered from my watch list. Now, just because something triggers doesn't mean you have to look at MYGN, the recovery. Look at me, look at that. I mean, that's a MYGN. Okay, so for me in PC, it takes out 810 again. What's the 200-day? Okay, no, it's over the VWAP. I'm keeping an eye on IC. You see that it triggered my watch list right there. And there's the PCG triggered at 8:03. See it take this out. All right, well, I'm in the PCG at 810. If it, as long as it holds, I'll keep in it. Boy, lots of activity here. All right, well, I got out flat, guys. Now I'm going to watch. I almost took some out at 820, but I want to see if it takes out 810. You got to watch these so carefully. So I'm going to reset my alert for it. Wow, look at Peloton. Boy, 29, 2286 right now. Now you talk about a whippy that was. Look at CHGG. Hit there, all the way down there, has popped right. So whippy. Zero. Sorry. Xerox is not an earnings play. Almost got into this one again, but it's really why I don't like trading. Even from my watch list minutes, things are still so whippy. UNVR. Now remember, if you have the AI, you know there's been a change to Holly Neal. 4 strategies every day. Oh man, look at GSX. Here's the alert, 85. So the market is starting to move down, guys. So let's pay attention to some short plays. 5, 14, wow. And the Uber, 28.50. Nothing much, but look at the Peloton, 23.29. Here's a dollar. Even AMKR. I thought maybe this would have a rebound day today. Had the big day, but it's really not, has not been able to maintain up to that 15 level at all. Yeah. Click on the tech support tab, and you probably have to disable your hardware accelerator. How to do it? Now, I have this one in the watch list, IMGN. I have this here just in case it can, this area here, this 330. You know, I wouldn't get in it now, 317. I'd like to see it. This could be, if it takes this out, I mean, obviously look at this void looking left. The IMGN. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. These are the triggers already. There are 4 strategies in Holly Neo now. One's every day. They do get optimized every day, of course, but every day. Now look at this, 2302 on that alert for UNVR. Okay, guys, an earnings play has a little bit of room to the 13 level. Okay, a little bit of each FLGT. Keep an eye on it, SLC, US Silica. Again, trying to recover a little bit. A horrible day on the 29th on earnings, and now it's starting to recover. It's been trying to recover now. So when you say what is the logic behind the strategy of Holly? What do you mean by that? The strategies that trigger within Holly have been optimized today. Doesn't mean every alert you get from alert doesn't mean they're all going to work, but they've been optimized for today to give us the best. So for instance, nothing is triggered so far for the traditional AI. But basically what happens is, this is not, but if this were, once the market closes today, the AI strategy that we have about 50 of them, and runs through an optimization procedure maybe changes some of the filter values or adding a filter, subtracting a filter, back tester. And at the end of the routine, essentially a 60% win percentage and a 2 profit that make the cut. Those are the strategies that we will see. Keep an eye on 10, guys. I mean, okay, very interesting one, obviously. Look at the potential void fill. Well, when you say what is the scan criteria, they're proprietary. So in other words, here, for I got, these are the filters I use. This is not a Holly strategy. This is just an idea generator. Here are the filters. So within every AI, there are a lot more filters. That's proprietary. Keep an eye on this 10, guys. If this good volume already, keep an eye on the on subscription, Holly. It's okay. It'll give you an idea about what the procedure is every day. There are no alerts yet, but once there's an alert, you'll see, of course, the entry time. You'll have a stop price. To trade, once we get an alert. Nothing for you to do. Exactly. All right, guys, I'm really 10. See how well this holds here. I mean, just look at the. Well, this Imagine is just moving here. I know. I mean, if it takes out this 330 level. All right, guys. On the 10. Interesting. 1620. We'll see how well that holds. 20. This could be an interesting swing. It's had earnings, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to try. I mean, I just like the, I know it's dropping a little bit here, but you can always get back in. Set an alert right at the alert price again if I get out of it. RKDA, I think. So yeah, RKDA is an earnings play. Arcadia Biosciences. Look at the gap. FLR, again, trying to come back here. You would think there's might be a lot of resistance. And then looking left on that weekly chart, 2030. Oh, you don't need to trade Holly automatically. No, I don't. I mean, like we have an alert right now. Okay, now you manage it. There's the alert. The alert 5303, 5278. There's the stop 5266. Holly does not have to be. It's not automatic. But I don't recommend it, to be honest. All right, well, that got me out of the 10, so I can always get back in. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got out at 1608. But I'm going to watch it again, see if it. Okay, just set here about 1614 for 10. Okay, bit of a recovery for Uber. Wow. Missed this one, the FLGT. I talked about it, but money, look at it now, 13. Around a little bit here. Bottoming tail. We got a bit of 6 in. Spread is not great now for 10. AVN here. This is an earnings play, AVNS. Way down 18%. Didn't see that in the pre-market. Really had not that much action. Okay, one moment, please. For me, anything, it broke the whole number, but it's more about looking left on this weekly chart. Gap fill there is, for 10. It was over yesterday's high, just a little over yesterday's high. So for me, it was setting up well. It's just, it got very whippy in that, I cannot take the chance that it's not just going to completely collapse. moving back down through my buy of 1620, I thought, you know what? I can always. Oh, this. Boy, that hit 1359. Oh, brother. Well, it's a surprised me. I have to admit, it surprised me. It got this high. I mean, but the second alert at 347. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen today, but after what could happen then if it breaks through all of that. I mean, it's already weeks. This is the fourth week. I love how everything is my stock. Has earnings on the 7th. SNCR earnings play. Look at this thing. It is not an all-time low, but as far as I'm concerned, what do we have here? 395. Okay, so probably four could be some support, but this is gapping way down now. Look at that. Really didn't pre-market that I saw. The goose. Big area. Has earnings in the 18th coming up. Okay, 10. What is the how much in the float for 10? Huge float, 56 million in the float. Not a huge float. I may get back in it. You can see about a 16. Rambus. RMBS. Big move for Rambus. Look at this break on the weekly chart. Play. Not huge volume, but that's 7.8 times normal. On the move here, is this another earnings play? Oxy. $40, 43.48 now. AGRX, I wish it weren't quite as extended, but it still has, what's the high right there on that monthly is $3. So, I mean, it still has room. AGRX. I second guessed myself on this one. at 314. Look at this, 340. What a tremendous increase. It's from my watch list. What's the market do? A pop here. Now, keep an eye on the PCG now, you know, if it gets over 8 again, this is trying, there was a big bottoming tail down to 676. I'm just going to stick an alert just over 8 and see if it takes it out. This is a watch list. So sometimes things will trigger and then move down immediately. So just stick a watch, stick a price alert at the alert price. With the AGRX, okay? They triggered at 231. Back a little bit, stick my alert up here, see if it takes it out later on. Yeah, FPay, it's still up. Is this shortable? Yeah, it's actually shortable at IB, but hit, wow. So there's a big percentage move off the high from the pre-market for FPay. Not bad, yeah, I would say so. Keep an eye on this one, this well, let's see. Yeah, it still has some room. It's an earnings play. Real is an earnings play, isn't it? Real is an earnings play. Wow, there goes it. Wow, it was up too. I mean, look how choppy these things can be. $23 to give it up 3. Did I say gave it up? Is given up $3. Arcadia, I think it's an earnings play too. RKDA is an. Yeah, it's an earnings play. Low float. You're right. 4 million. It may have been it's beat, but maybe they've guided. Wow, look at AMRC. Holy, very much volume. Now got all the way down there. Well, that's why I was waiting for 1620 on the bid for 10. So far, that is. So, are you connected, Rick? Wait a minute. I think you're sure. Yeah, I am. Actually, let me just verify that. I'm going to want to buy I see if it seems to be working, but I'm trying to let me buy 10. I'm just doing some paper trading here, okay? Market. No, it is 10 at the market. But doesn't appear to be working is getting out of the trades. Flatten. I'm trying to flatten, get out. About or the actual buy and sell, because I was able to buy. Guys, I'm really interested in AGRX if it's this area. I know it's sort of extended, but you know, it's got all this room still. AG Okay, and for sure, I don't want to insult your intelligence, but you've got the paper trading connect. Just want to make sure of that. In the tech. Rick? So here, connected, you've paper trading. Just want to make sure before I start talking. Okay, so you weren't to paper trading perhaps. Okay, one moment, please. Get the hotkeys now, and they seem to be working now too. So I don't know. I can't why it wasn't working before, but oh my goodness, IMGN. So it hit high of 350. But guys, this will probably be on the watch list for tomorrow. It doesn't collapse because yeah, it's had a tremendous gain, but look left. It could also keep doing. Keep an eye on the AGRX, guys. Got that big bottoming tail there, so it's trying to figure out where it wants. Topping tail, bottoming tail. Assuming it holds this. What time is it? 10, 4 minutes for this candle. You know, if it can close here, you know. Nicely done, Michelle. Well, I don't have a goal, so certainly the ISE in pre-market for me. Now again, guys, patience on the 10. You know, I needed a 16.20 on the bid before I got back in it. Just didn't have. Very choppy Uber. I mean, look at all these topping tails and bottoming tails on the 15-minute. To me, it's just too difficult to trade. Now here's one, guys. Oh, FNKO. What does it have here on that? Not an earnings play, but there's a green bar ignore FNKO. The low of last week. It's below the low of last week, I believe. Up here. I don't know why that happened. Up. Well, I'm sure it's the low of last week. Definitely watching the FNKO alert down here, 1488. See if it takes it out. Sellers tried. The buyers are somewhat in control. Yeah, giving it up on earnings is still positive, big positive for it. Up, VSell. Another earnings play moving down, all-time low for AS. Now, love to short this. I'm not sure I could get it. Funko it's only down that 1488, good spread. All right, guys, they gave me on that AFI, they gave me a fill at 481. 481, so we'll see. An AFI short, 81. And it's an earnings play. See if I get a little. If it does. Okay, come on. Get that ask to catch up to the bid a little bit. Okay, guys. I'm looking to I'm just watching bid to asked to catch up a little bit to the bid. What about NIO? Okay. I mean, it's trying to recover. It's a China play. The China, I mean, it has room obviously to the 3 level. Not a bad day. Great day, in fact, in terms. All right, I've covered some at 459. Which I just kept the bid in there. Got to fill. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the stock is down 10%. Obviously, it's down 30%, but sometimes it's going to be very difficult to because of the uptake rule. But you know what? That well followed. I mean, look at the volume, but anyway. This is really starting to move now. I mean, I love the percentage move, of course, that's what it's all about. My level set here. video every day between 1:15 and 1:45, and the things that happen in the room. Yeah, just always be aware of the bottoming tails, guys. When you're trying to go short something, bottoming tail, you got to be so aware of it. You know, again, what does it mean? It means the sellers they knocked it down there, and then the buyers took over and closed it there. Sellers tried again, knock it down there, but the buyers were in control. I mean, the only way this is if it taken out that low right there. Okay, still have, so I'm going to reset my GRX at 230. So here's where the favor if you're trying to go long. You know, the sellers have been trying to knock it down, and the buyers are in reasonable control if we get a nice green bar up in this area. Not sure, but you know, it'll just help to see whether or not these buyers are truly in control right now. This is another nice earnings play. Now, if you have, again, you know, this is part of the premium service, so this is why I don't just. But again, the new Holly Neo is looking for stocks, lots and lots of volume, lots of relative volume that are really moving. Okay, they're obviously a little more. I don't. But they're certainly more dramatic than say, or they can be. Are you asking the question, can we have a short today's stocks? Is that what you're asking, Trade 69? The problem with that is that every broker is different. There's no such thing. The only thing is, you know, if the stock is down more than 10%, more than likely you won't, the first time you try, you will not be able to get a short at the bid. But what has to happen if a stock is down more than 10% is then it goes back to the bid, but you may be in a queue. So you may not get filled. Okay? So that's, we're talking about the uptick rule. As far as shorts being available, that's up to your broker. There's no way we can, as we can't possibly know whether you know, Interactive Brokers are shorts or E-Trade, etc. So that's the way that works. Okay? Wow, AFI. A great trade now, guys. Big percentage move now. And the market is, you know, moving down. Still, SPY is negative. Okay, so that came from the new Neo, 10:06, 10:54. I don't mind talking about it after the fact. Well, it's on support. You know, I'll just keep taking some out where I. That's all. You know, if it gets back over, I'll probably take some more out. But there's no, I mean, there's no support. It's an all-time low. So, wow. Okay, what's going to hold it up? Nothing, in theory. Wow, 426, 437. I'm just watching the AFI and just watching. So again, the you can see that I've got this, well, it briefly triggered there, but it down. So, you know, I'm just going to be, it may not happen at all. Guys, I've took some out. Well, I got some out at of an average. So the spread is getting a little bad now for the 435, 446. 441, Jesus. 441, we're out. Just got to be careful on these ones that get a little spready. I don't have very much left. Yeah, only the Dow is mildly positive right now. Long. I do trade, but you know, I'm not able to answer questions all day long. One of the things is, you know, I share 30 now. So what I'm going to do is just go over some of the links and all. But so first of all, welcome to the room. This is the format of the room every day. I open every Eastern time. I go to 3 o'clock and I will stick around after questions. If you, and this is what I'm talking about, if you are and you click on this room drive icon, looks like a half open. You will see here all the sharing, all right? You click on download and the links that I'll talk about, the webinars and all of these two downloads, and it'll go to a Word document so you can look at all the links. Otherwise, you can click on the scans tab right here and you'll see scans that I'm sharing. Hopefully they make sense in terms of the way I've named them. So they're all available. And then the links. So I just want to go over some of the links right now. Talk about the AI in just a bit, but training Monday to Thursday at noon Eastern. Monday to Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern. They are all archived. You should. Okay, now I'm gotta hope that by Friday that'll be the production, but there's the single stock window that with the new beta, and of course with paper, which I'll go over later on, Brokerage Plus, real-time paper trading. And that is that will be available in the latest beta. That link, you'll be brought to this page. Scroll down until you see the beta. All right. And say I do a daily. You can take out a demo of Trade ID. Click on that link. Scroll to the bottom of the page. And I do a daily video between 1:15 and 1:45 every day. It is sent to you before the market opens every Monday morning. And the summit. If you click on the summit link, we had the summit a couple of Saturdays ago. You can watch the videos. They're all segmented depending on the. So you can pick and choose which videos you might like to see. Okay. Click on the summit link. Subscription. The subscription link. And if you want to follow my channel, you go to the toolbar, new channel bar, and Barry's windows. Okay, and then you'll see these windows all day long. My watch list up, down. See this all day long, and I create a new one for you. Right now, there's the promo code Barry for Alpha, all in capital letters. 50 off the first month only, or the entire year. If you click on the price, I hear this HIG is on the move here. So this is how much Trade Ideas cost. Standard yearly, $10.68 a year minus that 15%, or 20% to 15%. That's for our premium, and the big difference is our. Now you don't have to start off, of course, with a yearly plan platform, and always just start off with a standard monthly plan. Try less than 15%, or the premium $228 less than 15%. The discount's only good for the first month. If you decide you'd like to upgrade, say you're going from standard to premium or from monthly to yearly, you can do so. Code. In the also, if you scan to the bottom here, you'll see we have 3 ebooks that we created for our swing trading, longer term trades. We created them. You can in one of them, so you can check out the setups that we're and the test drive. So this is the big deal. The test drive link. This is what you'll see. All right. So the test drive, just a brief description. For $8.99. It starts on November the 11th. Okay. So for $8.99, you'll have access to our premium service we have to offer for 10 full trading days. And that'll cost you. Please read this. It says it starts on November the 11th. So if you're pre-registering. So you're not getting any live data until November, okay? It's a one-time purchase. It does not start a subscription. Also open to those of you who have our standard subscription. You want to try premium for 10 days. Again, once it's over, it's over. So if you have a standard subscription, and of course, if you don't have a subscription at all, we don't put you into one. We offer you a very nice promo code once the test drive is over if you do want to take out a subscription. Okay, so the test drive starts on next Monday. What else do we have here? AI, what the AI is all about. And as I say, we've made quite a big change to the AI, actually. So the AI has approximately 50 what we call a base. Now, this is not one of them, but if it were, the AI is within the strategies. Now, the AI strategy is in place, but what the AI will do, once the market closes, access to the latest market data, maybe it makes a change to the filter, maybe changes that to 1 in 65. Again, this is not an AI strategy. Maybe it makes a change, runs the back tester, see what happens to the profit factor. If it doesn't affect it greatly, maybe moves on to another filter and another one. Maybe takes a filter out completely and adds another one in. 50 of those baseline strategies until the procedure is finished. Tomorrow, we are then presented with the strategy cut. Now, these are the strategies that made the cut and have actually had an alert from them. And so you're presented with the entry time, of course, it's all real time. And there's a stop. You can see this one got stopped out. Okay. And that's basically what the AI is all about. Is that we still do. I mean, it still shows up at 3 different segments. The Holy Grail now includes what I'm going to call the old Holly 2.0. Well, everything is in one now. Okay. The Holly, and I separate it now. You don't have to. If you segments all, you'll have this there up here too. The Holly Neo now is only looking for stocks and only is in it every single day. The same ones. They do get optimized every day, but it's these every day, and these are looking for stocks that have RKDA, lots of volume, lots of, and that are perhaps really moving stocks. Now they can be a little more risky, quite maybe as conservative as the ones that will appear in the normal Holly. But to me, during earnings season, this will be a great watching. Okay, and that's Holly Neal. And that's the big change. The other one, what we're working on, Holly 2.0 will ultimately turn into a swing trade. And that's what we're working on. So Holly Grail, sort of the combination of these 3, Holly 2.0 will be different, something else, Holly Swing, and Holly Neo maybe be called something different too. But that's the way it works. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions on it, just ask. And then Brokerage Plus. So Brokerage Plus, if you want to use this right now to trade your account, it is an Interactive Brokers account. All right. So when you click on an alert, of course, if you want to short, sell, you want to buy, go long, how many shares you want, the market, pick the price you want, manual way to use it. These are hotkeys, flatten, get out of a position, double your position, or reverse. You want to go from long to short, short to long. This is what I think most people will do though. You can one-click trading. So ahead of time, see how you see these buying and shorting options here yourself. And it's simple to do. You just strategies tab, you right click, new trading strategy, give it a name, short, and then you can fill in as many of these tabs as the entry time, the order details, risk management, hold time. Once you do that, you save it, okay, and then it would be yours here, okay, and that's how you would, so you can use it also. This is your IB account if you had it. or sorry, part of the standard package. All right. Now the big is this for paper trading, and this is it's not attached to any broker. It doesn't matter who you have. We're using the same principles. You know, you click on an alert. You want to short it, you sell. You want to buy. You can set up those same buying and shorting options as I just described by tab. So this will be real-time paper trading, part of the test drive. Now, what we're planning to do, hopefully starting January 1st, is we will have a paper trading contest every week. Winner of the paper trading contest will win $500. 2 winners, of course, over the course of a year. Those 52 winners will then against each other for 1 month, and the winner of that will win $10,000. And that hopefully is going to start January the 1st. That's the plan. So again, any questions, you can just ask me. So here's another nice one from that swing, not the swing, 574. I mean, look at the profit percent on that Arcadia. That's from the Holly Neal. Next week, when we start the test drive, I will be displaying, you know, the AI. And just to give you an idea about what I'm talking about, Neil, let me just see if I can find it. Just one moment, please. I'm just trying to find here. This is what I'm talking about. So if you were in the room the last few, well, probably the last month and a half, this is what we're talking about. So there are a couple of, these are going to be the swing trades. They have to be worked on. Strategies I'm talking about that are in Holly Neo now. They do get optimized, but these are the 4 strategies. And they're looking for, again, for lots of, and this is now right in Holly Neo. No, it's not for swing trades. No. There's going to be one that is created. Holly 2.0 will turn into a. I don't know when that's going to happen. There's a lot of work that has to be done. Neo is for these, you know, the ones with lots of the movers. You know, we're going to see a lot of alerts from it. I mean, you know, my guess is that the majority of these are. There's Arcadia, FRTA, UNV, Big Shack, AVTR. See, they're all earnings plays. HGG is, it's just too whippy for me. Things have now settled down a little bit. Another earnings play, LMNX. Wow. Another. There's no support. No support right here. I mean, it's 1750 right there on that monthly chart. Looks like it's below that area. Ooh. Yeah, I see it's starting to come back. I'm not starting to come back. And I'm going to have the alert set up in this area. I mean, it still has all sorts of room, of course. I don't, again, I don't quite, it was a name change perhaps. Symbol name change, but AFI is just kind of resting here. The spread is, I don't like the spread. I don't have very much left of the FI, but the it's not great for a $4 stock right now. I'd love to see up to the bid, get back to the bid. Mother Earth, 918. That's another earnings play. Not very much volume for it. Yeah, 7 times normal. Earnings play. Very, very low float. 11 million in the float. Let's see if Roku, what we have. Yeah, after hours tomorrow, November 6th. It should be interesting. Don't forget about 10, guys. I mean, if it's level, I mean, certainly this has to be a potential, boy, swing. I mean, it's had earnings, so I don't have to worry about that. But look at what could happen with 10. So as the market has moved down, you can see a lot of the things on, wow, look at IMGN, except for this one, had a little bit of a pullback here. IMGN, wow, it's hard for me to chase this now, but look at the void. This going, looking left. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Has earnings in about 3 weeks. Oh boy, AFI may have another. Yes, it caught up, and the spread is not bad now. 434, 330. Still have a little bit left, not much. I'll stick on a price alert just at the bottom here. And that's how easy, by the way, it is to use our price alerts. Of course, Trader did not invent the concept of price. It is to set them. You just basically go to the chart, you right click, create price alert. Now, you want to fill this in, fine. I really do. And then just save, that's it. And let's see if it happens. An alert. This is what would happen. This will pop up. It'll pop up. I have a sound alert on it also, and I also it'll change colors. But I mean, I'm not going to miss it because monitor. I'll never miss it. You. I'm not saying it's simple. I've used other price alerts, and anyway. But you can also do things like, you can start sorting on how far it is from the triggered price. All sorts, these are all sortable columns. I don't typically do that because mainly for intraday, but you can set up all sorts of swing price alerts and that column to see how far away is it from triggering, things like that. Popped up. So I have a sound alert and is that very much better? Yes. You cannot miss a price alert. You cannot miss a price alert. Okay, so I was asked the question, do I use, well, okay, here's this for paper trading, okay, guys, because of course I want to demonstrate paper trading all the time. I want to get into the situation where I'm using this also. Right now, I'm just using IB. I don't trade that much. So I'm just using IB, the IB platform to do it. I don't want to get into a situation where I've got this both trying to duplicate this window and try to use it one for IB and one for paper trading. I get confused. I would recommend you guys don't do that either. Use it one, but I'm just sticking this on paper trading. This is not an earn. I wonder what's happening with Shen. Dow Jones. Another one, I wish there's a job for somebody to find out when these things are happening in advance. We see this. So it's on November the 8th. So that's Shenandoah, SHEN is starting to gap up because it's going to be added to the 600, but not until the 8th in advance of that. So that's a job to see. I don't know if there is a site like that that'll actually tell you, not today, but in advance, like maybe even yesterday or it doesn't just happen. I mean, they don't just exchange doesn't wake up one morning to the 600. Well, hopefully one day this will be your real work. Oh, NX. Yeah, you guys were talking about NXT. This is in the momentum up. Wow. Wow. Geez, I missed action at all in the pre-market. Look at this, 81%. Oh, the lockup. And as the lockup ends, everybody thinks that when the lockup period is over, everybody's going to sell. You know, this is the news on it. I guess it's going to be great. What a move. What's the spread like? You know, I mean, it's not, well, it goes from 50 cents to 90 cents. Wouldn't matter if the crystal ball tells you what's going to do. IPO from back here last year, in May. Wow. This, as I'm talking, it's unbelievable. Well, it is shortable. How many shares? 100,000 shares. That I'm going to hop in this and short this at IB, but this. I'm surprised it has not. Oh, it did. It did get halted. There's our halted finally. 51.74. Well, guys, let's see. Wow, this is now 424. That's what we're talking about in terms of a spread. And that is for the AFI. And the marquee, as I call it, SM. Energy stocks, I guess they're, a lot of them are recovering. That's all. I mean, this, you look at that daily chart, probably a lot of resistance. Good volume. I mean, what, almost double. Man, oh man, look at IMGN. Wrong. Typically, a volatility halt tip. Okay, if it's longer than 5, it's usually increments of 10. But if it's a volatility halt, which is what that one is, you know, a news halt can be, who knows. So a little recap. 574 now. That, of course, at 606, this was a lot higher. 28, I would have taken some that's why I'm saying, guys, I mean, you really anything, but I mean, that's just my personal opinion, because I never have let this get back down to 608 without taking out some profit. If I just things like that. Play. Wow, what a great earnings play. This is almost, no, it's not a lifetime high, maybe. I don't know where the lifetime high would be. I'm going back to 2014. As far as I'm concerned, there's no resistance for HIG. Stocks this expensive, but what's the high right there? 23, so it's getting very close to that high right there, HIG, and it's guys, just kind of, you know, the Kroger, is that an earnings play? Not an earnings play. Oh, not now, December 5th. Look at Kroger. Reaffirms. Okay, so basically what they've done is they've reaffirmed guidance. So, I mean, guidance, official earnings not till December 5th, but reaffirm their guidance, and obviously in a positive way. Okay, one moment, please. You know, it's background. Watching VKTX. What are you doing? So remember, the momentum up is, you know, this, you're going to see usually a momentum pop for the 1 minute candles. AFI still. See if it can get even closer to 4. Get my other mark. 1. So you can see trades, you know, if you can get just a couple that work. Trader in terms of having to be in all sorts of trades at the same time. I wish I were in this one. Oh man. Believe it. Aaron says, yeah, it's an earnings play. It's just too choppy. You know, when I look at charts on a 15-minute chart with all these bottoming tails and topping tails, until it's just hard to get a gauge in where it could be going, in my opinion anyway. Obviously the trend is down, but Shenandoah, what a move based on their 600. Small cap 600. So that's 3 days from now. Okay, guys, it's had the pullback. It's trying to hold 6. It's an earnings play. Run in it. Very, very low float. So I would keep an eye on this arcade. My guess is no. I mean, I shouldn't say that. People in this room, I can't speak for everybody. I think these are better used as a watch manage the trades. Unbelievable. Look at this. 50. I can't believe this one is NXTC. Lockup is over. Keep an eye on Constellation. Too much volume. That's the only problem. CNST. Man, can AFI? Well, the 10 did not continue, but pulled out later on. I mean, this is still such a wonderful looking chart for potential 16 again. Laser, look at Laser. Wow, what's the volume? Laser earnings play. Remember I said yesterday that we'd have a lot because we get all the ones from after hours yesterday. And of course, the pre-market this morning. So we get tons to watch. But this one, I don't know how many of you got into this one with me, but this is just a pretty easy. When I say easy trade, I don't mean nothing is easy, but I mean it's of a rest here at the 450 mark, but certainly not. Nothing is easy, but I call these a little more stress-free type trades. So it just got halted again. So guys, this is how I'm using NEO, and actually I always sort on the risk, the full risk on profit. Okay, that I just want to see the ones, of course, that are moving, that are active. Concentrate on these. All right, that's how I do it. You'll notice that there's a re-entry price on. So if a stock actually gets stopped out, like this one right there, in the price range, but if a stock gets stopped out and back to say 76.97, you'll get a re-entry price. Nothing hugely scientific about it, just halfway between the entry, the entry and the stop. Okay, and nothing is triggered. Okay, so not just a stop hit. So for instance, if later on in the day somehow went all the way back down to 524, and then it came back to 549, you'd also get a. Does that make sense? And it's a great feature. Many of them during the day, but especially in a day in which you might get a lot of. You can almost just concentrate on the ones that maybe give you a re-entry try. Get one or two of them. Yeah, well, this is now borderline insanity for the NXTC. Please, I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I'm now back, and wow, look, almost like the show of hands who were able to get this. I mean, this requires patience, sitting at that bid to finally. But what a I mean, there's no support AFI. There's just no support. Obviously, it's a. So I'd like to ask, and maybe answer in the off topic. Premium. How are you separating Holly Neo out like I am? Or how are you liking it? You know, this is a radical change for us. You know, because the AI has never really focused on stocks with all sorts of volume and all of that. And this is what this Holly Neo is doing. If you want to answer in the off topic, you know, the activity is one thing. I mean, you know, it's not so much the number of. Now we have to recognize too that most earnings plays. So when we get out of earnings season, this will be the real test for what sort of alerts we can get. I mean, we'll still get alerts because it's always going to be based on volume and all of that. But will they have the same follow through? I mean, that's always going to be the challenge. Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do, Stuart and Ricky. I separate it. I don't want it to be in here. I mean, you can do that, of course, if I say all, they're all, but I want to see just Neo on its own. And yeah, you make it part of your. Meanwhile, nice bounce back for UA. I don't auto trade at all. Savranthi, I don't auto trade. I do everything manually. Okay, guys, I'm really just. I don't have very much left, but I still have enough. This is still going to be very interesting. As I said, the auto trading. I mean, look at Arcadia. Okay, so if you got 74 and it got up to 629, and you're watching this, so far has not taken any profit out. I mean, that is just not the way I would start to do this. I mean, 574 to 620, great percentage increase. So I would not want to. I don't know where that will take this out. And got down to 595. You know, I mean, I just wouldn't let it do that. I don't think many people are auto trading. It's that simple. Okay. But listen, I mean, you need a tab. I mean, auto trading is just math. Okay. How well it would have done if you auto traded. You know, I mean, there's the X. It's showing you where it's getting out and all that. You can just. My guess, though, we don't talk about auto trading. It's more man and machine. You know, the machine, the watch list, and then to me, But he doesn't, he's not doing the same. Okay. Well, that'll never happen. You can't. That's okay in terms of getting actual fills. It's okay because obviously, on paper, if you set a price alert, it's going to act. It's going to act on it in paper trading. But in the real world, I mean, it depends what the spread is. GRX right now, 212, 213. That would be close. But if you're in some, if my gosh, if the NXTC had been one, where they now it's halted, but when the spread was $1, of course it's not going to. It'll depend on the stock. Some stocks with a penny spread, but is if you're, you can do it with your own, right? Let me just show you what I'm talking about. You can do it with your own strategy. So let's just say strategy, new trading strategy. So where is my limit offset? There we go. So there you could say, okay, in your strategy, let's just say for it triggered on your strategy at $10. But you could tell this 102 is saying right now, okay, but I'll take it at 1002. You can what you're willing to do. If you want to say 1005, then that means you're willing to do it at 1005. So consequently, if possible, you can do that. You may not get very many fills though. You can, when you are actually, your own strategy on an entry, you can set the one. That makes sense? That really is, that will prevent getting into something that has, a crazy spread. Now, it doesn't mean that 2 seconds later, go crazy on you. No guarantees. That's why when you're back testing, if you're using our back tester, we've commission, but also slippage. So you can say, okay, I may not get the perfect fill or the perfect sell. How do I want to factor that? And that's where slippage comes in. Boy, the job of finding out when stocks might be added to a small cap 600 or some of the other the small S&Ps, because this is incredible what's happening just because it's being added on November the 8th. So we'll know that. Obviously not there. This must have been just not yesterday. I guess that Shenandoah had to know yesterday to know. Okay, so here's of FRTA. So if you were auto trading it, you'd get in at 1006. You would have got out at 1027. Who in their right mind would have done that? Okay. There was the alert. It popped all the way. Well, I guess in this case, maybe I'm you would have always had to keep watching this because you're missing something on the watch list for the day. Yeah, but I don't, Ricky, exists. Honestly, don't know if there's, I mean, have said, you know, last week or sometime that this was going to be added to the S&P 600. I've seen it time and again. Every time the stock pops. I shouldn't say every time. Every time that I've seen one, there may be others that I haven't seen that have not, but wow, still not more. Remember I was saying it was shortable earlier? There were about 113,000 shares. I wonder how many people shorted here and then here and then here and then just getting killed. So great name, NextCure. Guys, AFI is now under 4. Wow. I look, see, but but I mean it's down 40% now. Lots of shares available. 2 million shares. At IV. TRP, yeah, another one. No, it's not an earnings play. So it had earnings last week, November the 1st. I cannot short that. They ship. Well, if it's not personal, we can just put it in there. As I'm in recalling need requests. I'm not sure I understand. Is this always a message just to me? All right. Well, then what? Okay. I'll start a private chat. Okay. That's just you and me. Well, I mean, there's some resistance right up there. This has to be shortable. Short. It's 41.39. Oh, you've already asked. Okay. All right. You could have posted that in the room. That's okay. You don't have to. I understand what you're saying, but thank you. Okay. So I'm going to shut that down. Thank you. So Steve, are you right? It's amazing. I mean, action at all yesterday, after hours, pre-market. So this is at a when they see that lockup ends, that they think, okay, headers are going to sell. Okay, so there is an update. Results and all this, the phase one, I guess. So obviously people are loving it. No, you just emailed me. Alan. No, no, you can't message me on your own. I have to click on. The reason being is that, and as if you allow that, you're going to get a lot of people just private messaging you. Reason just because and you could get 10, 15 at a time, and you'll drive. So Alan, you must have seen. I just opened a private message to you. You can respond, but I think you've already done it. Well, that's how it's done. I basically just open a private message to wants to who's bound and determined. Look at this. Well, 100. How about 100? Wow. Forgot to look at the float. What we have for the float for this. Well, that's another reason. I mean, I don't know. We have 12 million. I mean, it's a very, very low float. And halted again. Well, I'm going to put 100. They also say that, I just posted this. There's an update. Results show. So, I mean, look, whether these are fantastic, I mean, it doesn't matter what we think, but there is an update. That's, I guess, why. Okay, what I'm talking about. Look at the Arcadia. 574. It gets as high as 628. Algorithm in place didn't get out of that till 588. Now, I know I wouldn't. Okay, and I'm not just saying that. That's why, I mean, you get into something like this, you cannot let it get and the auto trading aspect of it. Who would do Wow, 11:39 already. Getting set for my break. So I've had 3 trades today. I had the IC that I swung from yesterday back here. Mentioned this a million times yesterday, and got popped in the pre-market. Took some out here and here. Took some PCG from my watch list. The 10 from the watch list, a little loss, and then of course the AFI down, and not a little loss. Well, it's nothing to do with. Okay, let me ask. Really, you don't see a Torps? I'm going to test you, computer. Okay, so I'm going to private message you. Okay, do you see something that's come up, private chat, that you can start talking to me? I'm not seeing a response in the private chat, so maybe it's not working. I don't know. I mean, we rarely do it. You know, I can show this now, but this is what I'm talking about. You should see something like that, and then response. So you're not seeing a pop-up. All right. Well, I'll ask the developer. It's nothing. It's a, you know, I'll ask the developer. All right, guys. Break pretty soon, so I will just get the announcements. But I did, you know, Alan, I did see what you talked to Cree. I did see that, so I don't know. Okay. You know, I would encourage anybody who wants to try days, click on that test drive link. Okay. Drive link. This is what will happen to this page here. So starting next Monday for $8.99, you have access to our entire program, all right? Plus, paper trading, the whole bit. This is, and again, if you're a standard subscriber, you can always upgrade for those to premium. Once the test drive is over, it's over. You don't get automatically put into a subscription, okay? Now, there'll be a great promo afterwards, but you don't have to worry. That's a question we get all. Okay, and now I will put it on surf on down. Hey, FI, not as exciting maybe as NXTC, but move, guys. Now, I mean, it's a lifetime low. So I'll put it on surf mode. So what it does It'll take a look at every one of the top lists. And you see how that now the top list, every 30 seconds there's an upgrade and just a second, please. Sorry, okay. Every 30 seconds there's an upgrade. And so it'll look at every one of my top list windows. You look at the top, go on to the next top list window over and over. It'll also take a look at my price alerts window. And if you get to a chart, that you want to spend a little more time on, all you have is a chart, hover over it, and then you can decide what you want to do. When you're finished looking at it, just move off the chart and it'll resume. And this is just a toggle on and off. And if you click, stop it, all right? So it's a great way. You have a few top lists open, let the system kind of load. You might see something you like, go, whoa, I want to trade that. Look at DBI as an example. All right, so I'll leave you with that. I'll be back at about